Welcome to another episode of Redefining Franny. I'm your host, FranETN. This vlog is about my journey to live as the truest, most honest version of myself because I believe that knowing who you are and trusting yourself to create a life that reflects that is the key to success. So I've dedicated my career and life to showing you how, and I hope to be an inspiration or a guide on your journey to a successful, fulfilled, or whatever version of the good life you have. Okay, so coronavirus. I hope you're following the guidelines in your area. In Florida, we are getting closer and closer to a total lockdown. The only things open are grocery stores, gas stations, takeout and delivery for food, no parks, no beaches, and I know a lot of you are experiencing that. And to add insult to injury, it is so beautiful outside. So when this all first started happening, I felt like I had a leg up on everyone because one, I work from home, and two, I've been through hurricanes. But I was wrong. Mandated social distancing and quarantining is not the same as working from home. I go out multiple times per week, usually have lunch with friends, and hurricanes never last this long. I told someone recently it's like when the Cat 5 hurricane slows down to like a half a mile per hour, except 2 weeks worth of that. So as the severity has set in, my instinct has been to hibernate and stop all normal activity and obsess about the virus. But then I remembered something I teach about in my workshops about habits and routines, which is that they are for the bad days. I learned this lesson the day the earth cracked in 2014 when my mom got sick while on a cruise in Vietnam. Because of the 12-hour time difference, I spent the evenings on the phone either with her or figuring out how to get her home. Naturally, I just wanted to drink myself to sleep, but I needed to be coherent. I also couldn't really take time off because I was engaged and I needed all my PTO for my wedding and my honeymoon. So I had to figure out how to survive, which turned out to be prayer and meditation, devotionals. I don't push religion, but misery loves company, and no one in the Bible is having a good time. Exercise and connection. Those survival mechanisms became my habits. I love doing them on the good days, but when disaster hits, they are the first things I want to let go of. But after that experience, I knew better. So in this new space, coronavirus, these are the 9 things that have been the keys to my sanity amidst 24 hours with my lovely husband, no gym, and no outside contact. 1. Mind the who, what, where, when, and how of the information you consume. During this time of uncertainty, there is so much information available. I had to stop following a woman who was listing second-by-second updates about COVID-19 in West Palm Beach because it was giving me anxiety. I checked 2 to 4 local news stations and trusted sources for updates. I don't offer or request information. Also, I prefer to read the news because of the angst I feel when I watch it. That's always been my thing. So I don't watch the governor's updates or the president's. I read about them at the end of the day. And I only read the news after I exercise, meditate, journal, and do my morning devotional. I don't open my eyes and open the skim as much as I want to. You get to control the information coming your way. 2, move my body. I prefer a gym, so this one has been really hard for me. I had to start slow. I'm applying Atomic Habits' Make It Easy principle, so my goal is to at least go for a walk. In the 10 or so days of physical distancing, I started running more, and now I'm looking into at-home workouts through Nike app, but I always give myself permission to just walk. 3, intentional relaxation. Warning alert, this is not numbing. Pay attention to what really relaxes you. There's a serious amount of movies on deadly viruses available on demand. Contagion, Outbreak, The Crazies. Some people find that stuff entertaining, but for others, it gives them nightmares. Don't follow your morbid curiosity down dark rabbit holes. Do things that truly relax you. Stretch, listen to music, and watch movies and shows that truly entertain. Listen to podcasts. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing making me feel better or worse? And if the answer is worse, stop doing it. 4, don't make quick decisions. We are being faced with a lot of decisions about an uncertain future. Weddings, travel plans, and all kinds of events are being reconsidered, not to mention the day-to-day decisions that you have to make without any prior experience. Take your time making decisions where you can, and give yourself permission to change your mind. Philippe and I plan to renew our vows this year and wanted to have a party at our favorite restaurant after. At first, I wanted to postpone, but my dress is definitely a springtime outfit and it would look silly in the summer, especially in Florida, and this is a big deal to me. Then we thought of making it smaller and doing just a ceremony on the docks, but now that doesn't feel very responsible. So it'll likely be in our beautiful backyard next to the bougainvillea with his brother as the officiant. Every change in plans was disappointing, and it took a minute for a new idea I was happy with to come to me, but it did eventually come, and I'm looking forward to our intimate backyard ceremony. Take the space you need on big or small choices to pick something that feels right for you. 5. Reflect and take stock of how you're feeling. There's a lot going on, and you're not immune to it, no pun intended, so don't pretend to be. Notice the tenseness in your shoulders, your throat, the pit in your stomach causing your hands to tingle, and do the thing you do when you need to get things off your chest, whether you believe you have anything on your chest in the first place. If you journal, journal. If you text friends, text friends. If you vent to your mom, vent to your mom. To demonstrate the power of coaching, once in a book I read, it asked if I believed that if every person were required to talk to a lamppost about everything on their mind for 20 minutes a day, if they would feel better and be better able to handle their emotions. My answer is absolutely. Think about how powerful it would be to vent to a neutral, lifeless third party who couldn't argue or discredit anything you said. Shameless plug here, talking to a coach like me is way more powerful, but at the very least, in this circumstance, talk to a lamppost, as long as it's safely 6 feet from anyone else. 6. Breathe. You don't notice how shallow your breath gets when you're stressed. When we breathe, we distance ourselves from the problem by bringing ourselves back into this moment. It reminds you that you're safe. Things are constantly evolving right now, so whenever you remember, take a couple deep breaths. 7. Connect. I had the most entertaining FaceTime conversation with my nieces the other day, and I got to see my twin niece and nephews walk. I caught up with my aunt and laughed about all this family drama. Philippe and I have had great conversations on our daily walks, and I also started sending someone different a text every day to check in on how they're doing. Reaching out reminds me that we're all in this together, and it's a great excuse to get in touch with old friends. 8. Laugh, cry, get angry. Feel your feels. And don't feel bad about it. This isn't an excuse to be an asshole. This is permission to be a human being going through something new and scary. We tend to judge the way we feel. I get angry when I'm scared or whatever because we think we know how we should feel. Without having to describe the fallacy of that argument in everyday life, I'll just say this. You can't know how you should feel in this situation because it's literally unprecedented. So feel your damn feelings and give others the room to do the same. And finally, 9. Gratitude. We've established this is hard, and it's happening to everyone, and it might get harder, but things could always be worse. So at any point during the day, if you're feeling overwhelmed, underwhelmed, bored, stir crazy, ask yourself, what are 3 things I'm grateful for in this moment? And let that gratitude remind you that you can do this, you will get through it, and it's not so bad. This really has served as a reminder that we can't control what happens, but we can control how we react. If you need help, I'm offering a free 60-minute coaching session with me during this season. Click on the link in the comments, choose Stress in the Time of Corona, bonus points if you know what my pop reference is there, and let's make sure you come out of this stronger and more confident about who you want to be and how you want to show up in this life. I'm also taking my Redefining workshop series online. So join me for a 30-minute webinar on values next Monday, March 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link to register is also in the comments. Stay connected with me on Facebook and Instagram at Redefining Franny, Franny with a Y. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stay well, friends.